Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your pal Eddie here for another video. It's spooky season, so in this video I am going to show you my top 10 horror movies in my collection from 1984. Now remember, this is my picks, my opinion. I know that a lot of people might think differently, and that's perfectly fine. We all have our preferences, we all have our opinions. A lot of it are nostalgia. Nostalgic is just a powerful thing. So and that's why they're in my top 10. If there's so many good ones in 84, but yeah, so it's kind of hard to rank them. But these are my top 10 movies from 1984. Now, coming in at number 10, we have Chud. Uh, Awesome movie, great movie. This is a from Arrow Video. Yeah, so basically these weird little creatures are under the sewer. It's been a while since I've seen it, but it's kind of like one of those dark comedies, I think. But you got a pretty good, decent cast. I mean, I gotta rewatch it at some point, but this one is a lot of fun. It was either between Chud or Toxic Avenger, the Toxic Avenger. I could have put a tie on both of them at number 10, but this is a lot of fun too. But yeah, coming I have to rewatch the Toxic Adventure because I can't really, it wasn't really that nostalgic, so it kind of, I saw it until like later as I got older. But Chud is it's a good one. So coming in at number 10, we have Chud. Coming in at number 9, Silent Madness. This is actually a slasher, and if you've been following my channels, I love slashers. So a lot of the slashers are going to be probably ranked in my top 10. This is by Vinegar Syndrome. So glad that they put this out. Very good movie. So basically, it's about this guy who is in a institute, something like that, and they accidentally made a mistake, and they released him. They were supposed to release somebody else, but they accidentally made a mistake and released him. They kind of close had the same name, and he goes back to I don't know if it was a sorority house, but he goes back to that house where he was a kid or younger or something like that, and he kills the women that are there. It's a fun slasher. And of course, back in 1983 and in 84, you had a lot of movies that were doing the 3D, like Friday the 13th Part 3, Jaws 3, the Amityville 3D. They were doing all this 3D kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't have a 3D television, but I did watch the 2D, the original. And it's a fun slasher. If you like slashers, I highly recommend it. It's a fun one. It's a fun ride. So yeah, number 9, Silent Madness. Coming in at number 8, we have Stephen King's Children of the Corn. I saw this one when I was a kid, so it's very nostalgic. So basically, it's about this couple who was driving in this town, and there's a lot of stuff going on. These kids, it's kind of like an occult, something like that, and anybody who is over 18, these kids are like just killing them. It's a Stephen King adaptation, so not my favorite Stephen King adaptation film, but it's still, I like it. I like it. They made a lot of sequels, which I'm not a fan of the sequels. This is all I need. I think I watched like the 2 and 3, and they just didn't do it for me. This one is okay. This one is all right. So yeah, that's coming in at number 8, Children of the Corn. Coming in at number 7, we have Night of the Comet. This is a good one. It's kind of like a zombie apocalypse movie. This comet hits Earth, and half of the half of it's been destroyed, and these weird evil scientists and zombies are coming out. So these two sisters are trying to fight and just try to survive. This is released by Scream Factory. So yeah, this is a good one. This is coming in at number 7, Night of the Comet. Coming in at number 6, we got The Company of Wolves. Kind of like a horror fairy tale. It's kind of like Little Red Riding Hood. This little girl falls asleep and it has these dreams about wolves, and it's kind of like, you see, kind of like Little Red Riding Hood. I have not seen this in years, in a long time, but I do remember it as a kid. It's very, very enjoyable. I liked it, so I will probably rewatching it at some point. But yeah, that's coming up in number 6, Company of Wolves. I got top 5 now. Coming in at number 5, we have Firestarter, starring Drew Barrymore, a very young Drew Barrymore. She was just a little girl, and she did amazing. She did really good. You got Heather Locklear also comes out in this. Not a big role, but she does come out in it. I forgot the guy that plays the dad. I forgot his name, but he's also on this. What's his name? I totally forgot. I'm drawing a blank. I think it's the same guy that comes out in Cujo. I think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Yeah, but this is a fun one. I saw it when I was a kid. This little girl has like this power where she can, make fire. So, yeah, that's my number 5. It's also a Stephen King adaptation. Firestarter. Coming in at number 4, another slasher, Silent Night, Deadly Night. This little boy who witnesses his parents get killed by this guy dressed as Santa Claus. He grows up, dresses up as Santa Claus, and starts to kill people. He never really recovered. He has these flashbacks as well, always. And he has a little brother too. And they're both like in this, they end up in an orphanage or something like that. And then when he starts getting older, he starts to work at the store. And when Christmas comes around, he starts to kind of lose it, because all this flashback started coming to him, where this Santa Claus, killing his parents. So, and in the store, he dresses up as Santa Claus, and that's when it, he starts to, kill people too. When this movie came out in 1984, it caused a lot of controversy. When people started seeing the trailer on TV, a lot of parents complained, and there was like, they pulled it out of the theater right away. So yeah, it was a very, very controversial film. It even got to a point where the slashers were, it hurt the slasher genre. It kind of did. But this one is a really, really fun movie. It's a good movie. So that's my number 4, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Great slasher. All right, coming in at number 3, we have Gremlins. I love this movie. Gremlins it's a fun ride about these little creatures that you can't feed them after midnight. You can't bathe them. There's like 3 rules. Can't feed them after midnight. Can't bathe them. It's a good movie. I forgot the 3rd rule. I haven't seen it in a long time, but yeah, you got Phoebe Gates on this. Corey Feldman's also on this. He's kind of a young teenager, or maybe even in his preteens. But I think this is directed by was it Richard Donner? I think it was. But yeah, number 3, Gremlins. I mean, this is kind of like a Christmas. It takes place during Christmas, so it's kind of fun watching it during the Christmas holidays. 2 more. At number 2, we have Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Man, this is a good film. I love Jason in this. This is a very Jason is brutal in this film. You got a great cast. You got Crispin Glover. You got the guy that comes out in Last American Virgin, the main dude. Forgot his the actor's name. And you got one of the girls that comes out in Weird Science, the brunette. She comes out also on this. So it's got a decent cast, very familiar faces. Yeah, Jason is brutal in this one. Um, Over the years, I started liking this film more and more and more. It went higher on my Friday the 13th movies. It used to be like number four. Now it's like at least number three or two. You know, it just started getting better and better each time I watched it. Yeah, Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Awesome film. And my number one from 1984, I'm pretty sure you know which one it is. Nightmare on Elm Street. The original Nightmare on Elm Street. This is the collection, but the original is such a classic. It's a supernatural slasher. You know, everybody knows the story about Freddy. You know, he got burned, you know, and he was like he would, he like a child abductor, and he would kill kids, uh, and then he started coming out in people's dreams, and if he kills you in your dreams, you actually, you know, you die. I mean, this is horrifying. I mean, this is horrifying because, I mean, how horrifying can that, you know, is, you know, where you can't even sleep. You know, you can't even sleep because if you do, this guy appears in your dreams, and he just, you know, that is horrifying. If you know, and Robert Englund, he's amazing. Freddy, he's always gonna be Freddy Krueger. They remade this movie in 2010, and man, it was just horrible. It was horrible. I mean, ever since 2010, man, the remakes have been dog shit. But Nightmare on Elm Street, yeah, that's my number one. From my 1984. That is it, guys. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like physical media, and hit the bell for more upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. I'll be working on my top 10 for 1985. So, and I gotta work on those 80s slashers collection that I have. Again, guys, thanks for watching. And stay safe, stay healthy, and see ya.